Question 8. A sample of production records for an automobile manufacturer shows the following figures for production per shift. Okay, so 705, 700, 690, 705. What is the variance of this sample? All right. Now this is a pretty surprising question because they're asking for variance, which is not a common measurement that we use. Remember that the variance is the standard deviation squared. All right, so I think we can maybe calculate this by hand. It's a small enough set of numbers. You could always also just find it on a calculator or Staplet too. I'll do it both ways. Okay, so let's pretend like we're going to calculate the standard deviation. Right? So we're going to record the values and then look at the distance of each value from its mean. And then we'll look at that distance squared. Okay. All right, so we've got 705, 700, 690, 705. Okay, so now I have to figure out, well, what is the mean of those four values, and then how far is each value from the mean? All right, 705, 700, 690, 705. Okay, so the sum is 280 divided by 4, oops, not 280, 2,800 divided by 4. Okay, so the mean is 700. Let's just make a note here. X bar 700. So 705 is 5 units above the mean. That's 0 units away from the mean. That's 10 units below the mean, and that's 5 units above the mean. Okay. Now I cannot average these. If I tried to average these, right, the sum would just be 0, and then I get an average of 0, which is not a correct measure of the variability. So that's why we need to square, make everything positive. All right, 25, 0, 100, and 25. Okay, now we're going to add everything up. Right, so we're going to find the sum of the square distances. That's 150. Okay, and then we're going to average it. Now remember, we're going to divide by 3. Okay, we're going to divide by n minus 1. Okay, here's the formula for standard deviation. Okay, value minus mean squared, sum, okay, divide by n minus 1, and then square root. Okay. All right, so 150 divided by 3, it would be 50. Okay, why am I trying to do it on a calculator? So if we'd get 50, and then we'd have to take a square root. Okay, so the SD is equal to the sum, 150 divided by n minus 1, which is 3, and then square root. So what is the square root of 50? Square root 50, 7.07. Okay, so the standard deviation is 7.07. Okay. Now the question wanted the variance, and remember the variance is the standard deviation squared. So we're going to square this number, or just think, well, if we never square rooted in the first place, then we would have already had the variance. Okay. So let's take our previous answer, and we'll square that, and it's 50. Okay. Right. So be careful with the answer choices here, because I'm going to bet a lot of people would probably pick B, which is the standard deviation, right? This one's the standard deviation, this one is the variance.